Okay, so now we're going to be classifying each quadrilateral. And it says be specific as possible. So we have to, because remember, these are all quadrilaterals. So I could say this is a quadrilateral, this is a quadrilateral, this is a quadrilateral. But they want the most specific name as possible. So I'm looking at this shape, and I notice that these two sides are the same, these two sides are the same. So we know it's not only a quadrilateral, it's also a parallelogram. But then I notice that all corners have that right angle sign. So we know we have 4 right angles. So if I go back to my chart, if I'm looking at my example, this shape is a rectangle because it's a parallelogram with 4 right angles. So right there, we're going to call that a parallelogram. And if I can spell it. Oops, sorry. I just went back. We're actually going to call it a rectangle. Sorry about that. A rectangle. Now, let's look at this next one. Again, this one has 4 sides the same, all equal. It's a parallelogram because I can see these 2 sides are parallel and these 2 sides are parallel. But let's look at our chart. Well, it's a parallelogram, which we can establish, but it doesn't have any right angles, so it's not a rectangle and it's not a square. But a rhombus says it's a parallelogram with all sides the same length. So if I look at this one, well, all sides are the same length and the sides are parallel, so this is a rhombus. And then our last shape here, I see all different lengths. So we know it's not a square. We know it's not a rhombus. We have no right angles here. And this 9-inch side is parallel to the 3 side, but 6 side and the 7 side are not parallel. So if I look at my chart, what can it be? Well, it's a trapezoid because only one set of lines are parallel. So that's a trapezoid. And then it says, how is a square similar to a rhombus? Well, a square has equal sides just like a rhombus. However, a square has 4 right angles, and a rhombus does not. Okay, let's keep going. So now, again, we have 2 sets of parallel lines. The 6 and the 20 are parallel. These 2 sides are not parallel. So when you only have 1 set of parallel lines, that is a trapezoid. Here we have a parallelogram because these 2 sides are parallel and these 2 sides are parallel. 4 right angles, but the sides are not all equal, so it can't be a square. It is a rectangle. On this shape, we have these 2 sides are the same in parallel. These 2 sides are the same in parallel, but we don't have any right angles, so it can't be a rectangle. And it's not a rhombus because the sides aren't all the same length. So this one is just a parallelogram. It's hard for me to spell that word. And then this one, we've got 17. All the sides are the same, but no right angles. So we call that a rhombus.